That noise isn't funny, but now, like most of the time, but just looking over at our mystery guest here, it's funny. The context of that, it's not milk pouring. It's something different. It's a whole nother beast.
Oh, a bit of blood.
Maybe that's not really what I was thinking. I hope it's not blood. Yeah, we're back, baby. Did you miss us? Another week of the 2% pod. This is what you're listening to. I'm not going to say my name this episode. I was thinking about that. The podcast I listen to, I guess now that I think about it, they actually do introduce themselves. I was thinking like they don't.
Mm-hmm.
But when I listen to the podcast, it's like I know all their names. And it's like, so I just zone out when they say like, oh, this is my friend here that we're talking to on the podcast. Like, yeah, I know that.
Right.
So what I'm saying is I, Connor Schutz, am not going to announce that I am here on this podcast.
Good. I'm not going to say my name either.
Good. We don't need to know that.
Because to be honest, I think our mystery guest will be named if I do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say my name.
So, yeah, here we are. We have a little mystery guest. Riley is behind the camera because getting a bit wacky behind the camera. There's a lot of buttons, and just only one man can press all those buttons.
And it's not me.
It's Riley.
Yeah. Mystery guest, do you want to say anything?
May I speak?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Too many buttons.
There we go. Yeah. So we brought in a mystery guest here today. This doesn't really make sense if you're just listening to this. You got to watch the video for this one. There's a reason he's called the mystery guest. You probably you may recognize his voice.
No.
I don't know. But you don't recognize his face if you're watching this because he is our masked man, our luchador, misterioso.
Yes.
For today.
Infamous.
What are you infamous for?
Wrestling.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll get into that. But our corporate sponsors require us to have the podcast a certain length. So we got to beef this up by talking about some big news in the news cycle today. I don't know. Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley hit 1 billion views on YouTube. It's big news, right? Thank you.
That means 1 billion people got rickrolled.
Yes. There we go. Yeah, you know the song, right?
Yeah, it's like
whatever. Yeah, that one. There we go. It's one of the.
Getting ready to sing, honestly.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's one of the few videos that an acclaimed list of music videos and just videos in general that have hit 1 billion views on YouTube because most of them are music videos. The most viewed now, I guess, is Baby Shark. It's got 9 billion views.
No.
That's more than every human ever.
I don't know about ever. Is it?
Every human right now, I guess.
Yeah,
It's more than every human right now.
that's true.
I haven't watched it.
Good for you, man.
So somebody's been watching it twice.
Yeah, I mean, that's stuff like that's ridiculous because there's also like Wheels on the Bus by Coco Melon. That's got 3 billion views.
I haven't seen
Like there's just babies
not
sitting
one
on
of
their
those.
iPad watching those videos over and over again.
How much money could that possibly be
Too much.
made from that?
I don't know. Yeah, there's
9 billion.
all the videos I'm looking at. There's not really much to talk about on like the top viewed. I'm
Yeah.
kind of different. I don't like pop music. So like when I see that Perfect by Ed Sheeran has 2.91 billion views, I'm kind of like, why?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's because you're different.
We're not.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not like the other girls.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But
We wear
honestly,
lip balm.
why does Perfect by Ed Sheeran have almost 3 billion views?
I don't know.
It's not that good of a song, and it's Ed Sheeran. It's not that good to look at.
I guess you don't really have to look at it.
It's a music video.
Oh,
No, it's not. This is not
okay.
Spotify streams. This is
Okay.
YouTube videos.
I don't get the appeal of Ed Sheeran that much either.
No, he's weird.
Right?
And it's not. I don't think he's that good.
I actually thought he was Ron Weasley for like the longest time.
It does look like him. Yeah. I think we need to get this video to 1 billion views. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Make it the first podcast to have 1 billion views on YouTube.
You.
Yes, there we go.
Stop.
Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna finally find. I know you guys have been waiting.
I have been
You're,
patient.
you're all wondering why our mystery guest is donning the luchador mask
Yes.
and the wizard hat. The wizard hat doesn't really have much to do with it, but it matches. You got a nice little blue thing
It's-
going on there,
it's-
blue and
yeah.
silver. It looks good.
It's complementary colors
Yes,
going on right
very
here.
very much so. We planned this out a lot. Yeah, so we're talking about wrestling.
Woo!
Yes,
Woo!
Favorite pastime. America's favorite pastime.
absolutely. I love watching wrestling. Those big old men just wrestling. I am so pumped up with testosterone. I could choke slam one of you guys right now.
Do it.
Well, I could. I don't want
This is a
to.
family
you?
show.
No, I probably could not choke slam someone. Do you know what a choke slam is, right?
It's when you slam them while choking them, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I could not do
got it.
that
You couldn't bring yourself to it, or you just think physically,
physically because you
you
have to, like,
couldn't.
a traditional choke slam.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Like,
I am
lift
the
'em up.
wrestling pro here,
Right.
and at the table. You like lift them up. You
Oh.
don't just like grab them by their neck and slam them down while they're
Mhm.
on their feet.
Right.
No, you pick them up and you throw them into that table, off the ladder, off the top rope, and then you grab the Money in the Bank briefcase so you can cash it in to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Gotcha.
So that's what you do for a choke slam. I couldn't do that.
Right.
Yeah, I am not physically capable.
I'm glad I got my answer.
There we go.
It's been on my mind. Hot topic.
Yeah. So I mean, we need to. I guess wrestling. It is a very broad term. There's of course different types of wrestling,
Right.
as in like televised wrestling on like what
I meant to say right. I just said rice.
that works too.
I want to apologize for that.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yep. So there's like a bunch of different shows on TV for like different wrestling companies. We're gonna
Mhm.
specifically talk about probably the biggest one, WWE.
Let's go.
We all know WWE. That's where, yeah, slapping the belt. We got the belt here.
Championship belt.
Yeah, that's where John Cena fights.
Right there.
Says-
Yeah. Well, this is the World Intercontinental Champion
Mhm.
belt, so he probably fights somewhere around there.
Little topic about John Cena.
Please.
Is it? For the longest time I thought he was bald. He just had really short hair.
Yeah, he's got like a
And
buzz cut.
It messed me up when I saw that he had hair. I was like, that's not how he
Yeah,
right?
not really.
You don't
I don't get it.
relate to that?
No,
I see
I
it.
think he looks good with a full head of hair.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. I can't. My entire life, I've known that John Cena was bald.
He's not bald.
I thought he was.
always had visible hair. It's just short.
It's just buzz cut.
Visible with John Cena, you can't see him, Connor.
That's the funniest joke ever. Actually, we're gonna go back to
Hot
the
off the
piece of
press.
paper. No,
Go
I'm
back.
So yeah, some version of the WWE has been on, like, it's been televised since 1956, back when it was heavyweight wrestling.
Okay.
And back then the main event, because there's always like the garbage events that like no one cares about. Then there's the main event where it's like the big guys that you came to see. This is John Cena versus The Rock, and so that's probably not going to be on a weekly thing. But
Mhm.
back then, like, the main event usually evolved around Bruno Sammartino defending his title, which he was like the big wrestler. He was the John Cena of the day back in 1956.
Mm.
So yeah, he would every week he would just defend his title, and he usually did it successfully. He held the title for over 11 years during over 2 reigns, so he held it for a total of 11 years, but he
Mhm.
didn't hold it for 12 or 11 consecutive years.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he held it for like 2,000 days at one point,
Dang.
but this doesn't matter because, again, this is fake. Wrestling is fake.
Right.
He didn't really do that.
Right.
Like he didn't successfully hold off his competitors.
Right.
It's like all that stuff. It's like the stuff we talked about way back in those other episodes where it's like the Hulk, he's so strong. I'm so impressed by the Hulk's strength. It doesn't matter. It's fake.
Yeah.
Wrestling is fake. We need to get that out of there. I'm sorry to break your heart, mystery guest. I know you hurt there in the ring, but it is all scripted.
This is a tough blow for me. right
Your
now.
entire career has been scripted.
Who?
Who? The writers' room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There we go. I guess it wasn't
This
that
makes
earth
okay,
shattering.
yeah, no, that makes sense. I've met them.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say here is just Bruno Sammartino defending his title each week. That's not going to cut it now because
Right.
it's been on for 56 years. And so with it being televised and scripted for so long, we got to have writers and wrestlers. They got to get creative with their storylines to
Right.
keep people coming back for more. Because every
Right.
week it's going to be like, I don't care about Bruno Sammartino. He's like 50 years old and he's still got that belt. I want some action.
Right.
Yes. So this is where we see some kind of wacky storylines. You know, because this is it's entertainment. We come here to not only see them wrestle, but a big part of WWE is the wrestlers, like not when they're in the ring, but the personalities. You know.
Ah. Yes.
Yes. So the constant need for now twice weekly entertainment because they have a show on Monday and I think Thursday now or something. They just got to pump it out. And they're like when you're writing all those stories, it can kind of get wacky, you know. It's gonna get weird. Not every storyline is gonna be like Oscar worthy.
I still wasn't even sure if it still aired.
Oh
Honestly.
yeah, no, it's like Raw is like the longest running show on television because it's like it never takes a break for like a season, you know, like in a normal TV show.
Right.
It's like every week, every Monday you can come and see
Dang.
wrestling on.
Huh.
I don't know what network it's on anymore.
WWE.
Is it? I don't.
don't-
It's not.
I
No,
don't
it's on
think
some
that's a
cable
network.
channel.
Mm.
No, WWE Network is
Is
a
it?
thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where they show like WrestleMania.
Oh.
I should know these things.
Yes. Yes, you're probably not in the WWE. You're like in the underground backyard
Mm-hmm.
mattress wrestling.
The cage matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into our first weird and wacky storyline.
Okay.
All right. So this one is a custody battle. It's a custody, like an actual custody battle. That was shocking, right?
Yeah.
Justin? It's a ladder match. Custody battle on ladders.
Can't believe you just name dropped.
Yeah, you just name dropped our mystery guest.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Justin. Whatever. It doesn't
Ugh.
matter. So there's this one
God.
storyline between Eddie Guerrero. Whatever. There's this one storyline between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, which you know Rey Mysterio, Levi.
Yeah, I
But
love Rey
he's
Mysterio.
also a luchador. And Eddie Guerrero's another pretty famous wrestler. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause he passed. So for this storyline, it's set up. Eddie Guerrero claimed that Rey's son, Dominic Mysterio, I
Mhm.
assume that's his real last name, wasn't Rey's son, but rather Eddie's son. Yes, this is big drama right here.
This is big drama.
Like you can't just go out and claim like, sorry Rey, but your son is actually my son, and I want him back.
Right.
Yeah,
You can't
know?
you can't
No,
claim that.
Come on.
How's that work logistically?
Well, yeah, you
Adoption.
asked for custody back. We'll get into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So this I got a quote from Bruce Pritchard, who was kind of one of the writers there, the guy who helped set up the storylines.
Oh, okay.
He planned the thing with Eddie Guerrero
Mhm.
because at this point Eddie kind of wanted to be a heel, which is the bad guy in wrestling.
Oh, okay.
He wanted to take a turn for the worst and become the bad guy.
Gotcha.
Which he did very successfully because just claiming that your friend's son is actually your son and you want him back, that's kind of like a mean thing to do, I think, personally.
You think it's a little mean,
A little bit.
a little stinkerish?
Yeah, I guess. So Eddie had put a book out, and in this book, there's a chapter about the time frame when Eddie and Vicky, Eddie's ex-wife,
Oh.
had been separated, and Eddie had a child out of wedlock. Not one of his proudest moments, but Eddie described it in his book. He never really mentioned the name of the mother or anything beyond that. So there's this gaping question that in this really heartfelt book about Eddie Guerrero.
Huh.
So yeah, this is after he released the book. There's a chapter like, I had a son. Don't really know what happened to him.
Huh.
So they try to answer this question from the book by saying that this son is actually Dominic Mysterio.
Huh.
You following?
turn
Yeah,
of
I'm
events.
following.
So,
So wait. So this is obviously there's scripted parts and then there's
Yes.
real parts.
yeah, so I think that book is all real. From what I saw, as far as I know, there is a estranged son of Eddie Guerrero that we just don't know about.
Okay.
I think so, as far as I know.
Okay.
But it's definitely not Mysterio.
We don't know, man. Just wait. So yeah, Bruce Pritchard and Eddie Guerrero thought it'd be a good idea to make that a storyline in actual wrestling,
Okay.
fake wrestling.
Well.
Yeah. So they ask Ray and they get him on board, and so then the next step is to get Ray's actual son, like, to come onto the show and and play that whole thing out. Like they actually get Dominic Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio's wives to like come on the show and play this whole thing out.
Wow.
Yeah, and Dominic's like a younger kid, which I think he obviously knew like the whole it was fake.
Right.
But still, he's like they're bringing him on in front of a bunch of people and like making the claim that Dominic is actually Eddie's son.
Did he get a lot of money for that?
Yes, actually,
the kid.
Yes, I'm glad. Funny that you should mention that. He actually wasn't on board before he found out that there would be money involved for Dominic,
Right.
and so, Dominic joined in because he thought he could get a bunch of toys with the money.
Did he?
Probably.
Did he get a bunch of toys?
Fair.
Yes.
Okay.
And in between matches, while they were practicing for the stuff, Eddie would hand Dominic Twizzlers. Kind of fun. So
Aw.
Eddie's not a bad guy. He's just playing it up.
Wholesome.
He's playing
You
it
know?
up, but he does give Twizzlers to the little kid.
Yeah.
But it is his kid,
Not really.
in his mind, at least.
When he's on camera.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually think that.
Probably
You
not.
don't think so?
No.
Oh no, this is
Oh,
fake.
okay.
This is fake, Levi.
Oh no. I know.
This is
I
just
know.
for television.
I know it's fake, but does he?
Yes.
Does Eddie?
Yeah, he just thought it'd be a good idea to like have a little rivalry because they were tag team partners before, Eddie and Ray. So it's like-
Ah,
Ray, I am the father to your son.
like Star Wars.
Yes, exactly like Star Wars. So there's this promo that I watched to set up the match because they got to like talk before to explain the rivalry.
Right.
And so they're just yelling at each other. Eddie's like in the part where you like enter, like to go, and you can go backstage from that. Like he's at the entrance,
Uh-huh.
Have you seen wrestling before? Like there's like a
whole like walk up.
yeah,
thing.
you gotta be there. He's at the entrance. Ray's in the ring. They're just yelling at each other with microphones. Eddie's like, Ray, I have custody papers right here, and he's my son. I want him back. But I'm gonna give you a chance to show you that you really love Dominic in a match, and we're gonna have a ladder match to prove that you want this kid. And Ray's just like, you can't do that, Eddie. And they're just yelling at each other, and there's thousands of people watching, and they're just booing Eddie when he's saying that. It's like, if this is real, it's not really the time to like have that custody battle.
Yeah.
I guess you're not really. They can settle it in the ring, but they don't have to yell about it. Like, they don't have to yell at each other. It's kind of weird.
I'd love that in real life. Like if this was all totally real.
Oh yeah,
Just the
Yes.
audience
That'd be
booing
hilarious.
someone.
Yeah, but you can't do that. That's Ray's son.
Boo, Eddie.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yes. And so to resolve this, they played it up, of course. But at the ladder match, Ray did win, and Eddie surrendered custody of his son, Dominic.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
pretty big stuff right here.
They
you
still
know?
got
Right.
Twizzlers.
Probably bought some Twizzlers.
Okay.
I guess he liked them.
But he got a bag too, right? He got money.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and he's actually wrestling now. I think he was like in a tag team with
Oh wow.
the actual dad.
How long
Ray.
ago was this?
I forget. I don't know. It was like 2005 or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, he's grown up a bit now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
older. He's not. This was not like last year. No, Eddie Guerrero died a while ago.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's not like 8 fighting with his
No.
dad.
No,
Okay.
No.
Cool.
But-
Good to know.
Yeah. So actually, I was not watching wrestling at the time, but I actually remember like getting this DVD of like epic wrestling moments, and I remember watching that and thinking like, oh my god, Eddie can't do that. Like I was a kid at the time, and I still thought it was real. Like, oh my god, is he really just gonna like claim
Take
that
his
he's his
kid.
son? Because the kid was just like
Yeah.
right there, and it's like they're fighting over him. He's like I think he was crying honestly.
Oh my god.
He was a natural wrestling
actor.
Yes, very good. So yeah, that's a bit of a warm up story. Just
What did
that the bar is set kind of high here. I think. I hope.
Yes.
Just,
I'm curious. What did the wives have to do with this? Did they just kind of stand there and watch?
I think yeah, they were just like both probably.
kind of there.
They were probably competing to like console Dominic while they were
I
fighting.
see.
They're because they're all in the front row.
Wow.
So yeah, now we're gonna move on. We got 2 Vince McMahon stories. Which are you familiar with Vince McMahon?
I think so. He's the
Yes.
guy that kind of looks like J. Jonah Jameson.
Sorta.
I'm
Okay.
familiar.
Yeah, he's the guy who runs the WWE. He's the
Mhm.
super rich,
Oh, yeah.
absolute psychopath. Like actually, he's insane. He's like that's why he's so successful at business because he is a sociopath and he does not care about other people. He's all in it for the money and the show. He knows how to make a good product.
He's the
And-
guy from that that GIF, right? That's like when he's
Yeah.
really excited.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about? Okay.
yeah. That's
Okay.
him. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, this first one, this is Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
So a bit to preface this, faking injuries has kind of been a way for some of the WWE's heavily used superstars to kind of get a break. Like they'll fake an injury and like, oh, I can't wrestle, guys. I'm gonna take a few months break.
Right.
John Cena famously did this when he tore a pectoral muscle, which I don't think was real, only to return earlier than expected at the 2008 Royal Rumble match. It was a huge deal. Because he's like, oh, John Cena's going to be out for an entire year or something. Oh, this is terrible. I don't get to watch John Cena. And then at the Royal Rumble, you guys know what the Royal Rumble is?
Is it like
heard
the
of it.
Super Bowl for the WWE?
Not really. That's more WrestleMania. The Royal
Okay.
Rumble, it's the most exciting thing ever because it's just like 30 people are set up to fight, and it's they're timed. There's a time is there an interval between wrestlers coming into the ring, and they all fight to get each other out of the ring. Like
Gotcha.
once you're in, if your feet touch the ground, like you're out. And
Huh.
so they come in one by one, and whoever wins gets to challenge the champion at WrestleMania. And it's really exciting because there's like 30 people. That's a lot of wrestlers to kind of like fill in.
Right.
So you get some like weird ones where like, oh, this old wrestler came in, he made a return. That's kind of fun, and then he like loses immediately.
Right.
So they play their music, and it's like, oh my god, this guy's back. And I'm getting way off track here, but it's like John Cena. You can hear John Cena's music. It's like the doom, doom. Yeah, you know John Cena's music. He like comes in. It's like, oh my god, John Cena's back.
Right.
And everyone like was
Healed.
screaming, and I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Did he fall
I gotta
immediately?
I think he won. No,
He
he
won?
won. Yeah.
Oh wow! So he
crazy.
went from torn pectoral to.
Well, it's a fake thing.
Well,
He just
yeah.
like it was all played up for him to return at the Royal Rumble to win the championship
yeah.
at WrestleMania.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really
But-
set up the storyline here.
That does not have anything to do with that. Just
Okay.
wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. I get that.
So yeah, he faked an injury to get off camera. Vince McMahon did a similar thing. So he made the decision to retire from on-camera appearances because he runs the whole WWE, but he's been pretty heavily involved with the actual storylines.
Right.
Like he's been in matches and stuff, or he was back then, like very heavily involved.
Gotcha.
So he made the decision to retire like forever. He was done with on-camera stuff. So during an episode of Raw, Vince is filmed. He's on camera, just strutting his way to his limo. He's leaving, and it's really weird because there's like he's just walking in the backstage, and all the wrestlers just like lined up on the wall, and it's it's not really like a send-off thing. It's not like they're all cheering for Vince. They're
Right.
just like staring at him, and, like they're just like giving
Just, like,
each other the
menacing.
side eye. No, yeah, it's kind of like that. So then he walks back, like he walks to where his limo is. It's outside, and there's like a minute of him just like walking. He's super confident. He's strutting. I
Right.
mean, that's very accurate. He looks at these two guys like just hanging out there. He like he hesitantly looks back at them. He's like, that was kind of weird. What are they doing? Because they're not wrestlers. I don't think they're just guys that are there.
Right.
And so, again, very hesitantly, he steps into his limo. Then, when he shuts the door, he bursts into flames. Like the limo blows up. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's all filmed to make it look like Vince died in a car bomb.
What?
If you watch, so I'm gonna link the video in the description. But knowing that it's not real, it is the funniest thing ever. It's just like he just hops into his limo and then just it just like stays there. It's completely silent. It's not like, oh my God, Vince McMahon just died. Like it's not the commentator saying that. It's just like Vince McMahon died. This is real. He died in a car bomb.
So no one freaked out. Was it like
Okay.
chaos ensued or?
So yeah, so on the set, like obviously everyone knew it was fake.
Right.
But when you're watching it, it's like, oh my God, did Vince McMahon die? Some people are thinking that, including former President Donald Trump. Yeah. So he was involved with wrestling, but I think we all know
Right,
this.
yeah.
He's buddies with Vince McMahon. They're billionaire boyfriends.
Right.
And so yeah, after his totally real and fiery death was filmed on TV, Donald Trump called into WWE and saying like, "Hey, is he all right? What happened?" He thought it was real.
This is surreal.
Yeah. Which obviously it wasn't.
He picked up. Vince McMahon picked up.
No, it was some. I think they just called
No,
like the
I know.
WWE offices and like, just imagine Donald Trump. Oh, hey, is Vince okay? I saw him die. I saw he died.
I saw he died. Is he okay?
He's like, no, Mr. Trump, Vince McMahon is not dead. Like the secretary just has to say that. But of course, he like later made a return. It was like a whole
Mhm.
fake thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like everything in the WWE.
Yeah, well, it was actually played up as a fake death in the WWE. It was like he
Mm.
faked his death to see who would mourn for him because he's just like a maniac.
Is it WWE like the Marvel universe, like
In
the
what way?
WWE universe that Vince McMahon is dead?
Yeah, like it's like that. I think like that was the plan, but he eventually was, for some reasons that we aren't gonna get into. It's just something we don't need to talk about it.
Okay.
He like was forced out of death. Like he had
Oh.
to show up on camera to like talk about some stuff.
He
So
was
he just-
forced out of death.
Yeah.
He woke up that morning. He's like, ah, I have to undie today.
Well, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, Vince McMahon died. It's kind of fun
Right.
because it's not real again. This is just kind of wacky.
Out of context, that is.
Yes.
Vince McMahon died. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, the video is absolutely hilarious. We'll have to watch it later.
Gotcha.
And so we got another Vince McMahon story, and this one, I think, as if that last one wasn't like a bit too far.
Mm-hmm.
This one's wild.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had, again, he was very actively involved. He fought other wrestlers. He had rivalries. He was
Right.
pretty much like the big bad guy for most of this stuff.
Right. Okay.
So and during a rivalry with Shawn Michaels, aka the Heartbreak Kid.
Gotcha.
Great name.
Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's really good. During the rivalry,
Uh huh.
McMahon decided to mock Shawn Michaels' religion. He's a very devout Christian.
Okay.
So he starts making fun of the fact that Shawn Michaels is a very devout Christian.
Okay.
So, he there were multiple times like Vince claimed that he had a better work ethic than God because God took Sundays off. Vince McMahon did not take Sundays off. Vince McMahon is stronger than God. And he even, I don't really look into this, but he like created his own religion. It's this whole thing.
What?
Yeah,
Is he the prophet?
It's like McMahonism or something, where it's just probably just like lift weights and that's what you do. Because he's like he's into that. He's just as big as all the other wrestlers.
I think
Beefed
I heard
up and it's
about that.
weird. And so this all came to a head. It all resolved at Backlash 2006, when Vince and his son Shane challenged Shawn Michaels to a no holds barred tag team match.
Hmm.
And so I say tag team. It's Vince and Shane fighting Shawn, who's Shawn's partner, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally, like behind the scenes, they were gonna have someone, an old wrestler, come back.
Right.
That fell through. So instead, they rolled with it and said that Shawn Michaels' partner for the no holds barred tag team match at Backlash 2006 would be God. He's gonna fight with God, Shawn Michaels and God versus Vince and Shane McMahon. And so, can you pull up that image, Riley? There's a promo image, yeah, showing there's Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon versus Shawn Michaels in that beam of light.
It's
is
just
God.
What?
It's just God he's gonna step into the squared circle. And so,
That's
so-
a great image.
oh yeah, it's awesome. And so during the match at Backlash 2006,
Mhm.
So Shawn Michaels comes in and God has to follow him. You know, he's like his tag team
Right.
part. He's got to make an entrance.
Right.
So what they did is they played some like really holy music, like some angelic chorus or something,
Mhm.
and they just they had a spotlight, just like
Follow
yeah,
him.
just follow, like walk, just like as if he was walking in onto the ramp.
So it's just
It's just a spotlight.
Yeah, it's just spotlight moving onto the ring, and Vince McMahon, in his just absolute power, stops God. He says, like, "Hold on a minute, God. This is not good music. We gotta do something different." And so he stops God. The spotlight stops on the ramp,
Right.
uh-huh.
and Vince McMahon tells the sound guys in the back to change up his music. He doesn't like the angelic chorus. So he changes it to some like hip hop beat. And Vince McMahon starts dancing around to it while God is just standing there on the ramp.
Wait.
Vince McMahon's just dancing around
Yeah,
God.
he's getting jiggy with it while God, like in God's presence.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
God isn't played by like an actor.
No,
it's
it's
like
just-
the traditional.
it's just a beam of light.
It's a beam of
Yeah,
light.
no, there's no like, geez, like some guy dressed up as God. It's just a beam of light. It is God's almighty power honed into that spotlight in that arena to fight Vince McMahon in a no holds barred tag team match.
So how did the tag team work? How did a beam of light
So that's-
fight?
We'll get into that. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So yeah, they had to fight still. It's a no holds barred tag team match, which means you can like use steel chairs and stuff.
Right.
So Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon just used steel chairs and like tables on Shawn Michaels, and he got his butt kicked.
Right.
Like God could.
Right.
They,
He just
yeah, they just like
God couldn't do
disregarded that
anything.
beam of light, and Shawn Michaels lost.
This is being like just kind of in the corner
Yeah,
the whole
Vince
time.
McMahon beat God.
Well,
No, Vince McMahon beat God in
he
the
beat
tag
God's
team match.
partner.
God could not stop him because it's a
That's
tag
true.
team match.
so
God's got to tag in sometimes.
so Vince McMahon is more powerful than God.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. He's got a harder work ethic.
He doesn't take off
Yeah.
Sundays.
Take off
Vince
Sundays.
McMahon works on Sunday.
Was the match on Sunday?
It maybe it would have been because most pay-per-views are on Sundays.
And God was off, so I mean.
Yeah, I guess he's here to wrestle.
Yeah.
Wow. Were a lot of people chanting for God? Were they like cheering for him?
I'm not
or-
sure. There honestly wasn't much controversy behind it. Surprisingly, like you think there would be like
Right.
some Christian group being like, you can't use God in a wrestling match. That's
Right.
blasphemy. But no, I think that was it. That was the end of it. It was just like God lost to Vince McMahon.
Dang.
It's
Wow.
the greatest thing.
Yeah, Vince McMahon is a psychopath.
Conclusion
Yeah.
to that.
That's it. Vince McMahon, just crazy, but stronger than God, so we should all fear him.
I feel like I could beat him.
No, you definitely couldn't.
No.
Why?
You mean Vince McMahon, right?
Yeah.
No, because he's a beefcake.
Really?
Absolute
Definitely.
beefcake. He's
He's a-
old
he's a
now,
beefy boy?
but like at that time, he was huge. I read another story like he challenged Mark Henry, which I don't know if you know him. He's like his whole thing is he's the world's strongest man. He's an actual like Olympic
Oh,
athlete.
yeah.
He's competed in like multiple like weightlifting events. So he's
Mhm.
like huge and really
Mhm.
strong. Vince McMahon like just was there during his workout and like kept up with him.
Dang.
Like he just challenged Mark Henry like, yeah, I'll work out with you.
That's actually crazy. Isn't that the guy like he pulled like a I don't know if it was it an airplane or am I thinking of a different guy?
He probably
Yeah.
did something like that.
That's
Yeah, Mark
crazy.
Henry's huge.
Huh.
Yeah.
I still. Maybe not.
You could not be maybe now because he's like 80 years old.
Right.
But
I could
still,
just like
I
hit him
don't-
with a rod.
No,
or
I don't.
something.
No, I don't
A
think so.
chair.
I think Vince McMahon would still beat you up.
I think a chair to the leg would take him out.
Still, man.
Shatters
no,
beat
he'll.
legs.
And I guess another story
Oh,
though.
no.
No, this is just. I mean, I just know this. There was this one time he like, he came into the ring. You know how he like, you gotta dive into the ring sometimes.
Uh-huh.
He did that when like during one match, and when he did that, he tore both of his quads.
Oh.
Yeah, so he just had to, like sit there, but like he did the whole promo. He just like sat there, both quads torn. He, like you can tell for a second he's like in pain because
Uh-huh.
he's just like sitting there. He tries to stand up, he falls down, but he talks through it, just sitting there. He is an animal. That's what I mean when like he knows how to make a
That's
good product.
insane.
God. Yeah, maybe not.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
no,
rethinking it.
definitely not. Do not challenge Vince McMahon.
Why? He's not gonna come after me.
He might.
No.
He went after God, man.
Yeah,
I'm not.
they're small potatoes.
Yeah.
He fought God.
Eat you for breakfast.
He's not gonna. I have confidence that if I challenged him, he would not come after me.
I wouldn't test that, man.
Why?
Because you might find yourself in the squared circle on Monday Night Raw.
Maybe, but I'll be scripted to win, so it'll be fine.
No, he definitely wouldn't let that
Mhm.
happen. He scripted himself to beat God, man.
That's
That's gonna let
true.
you win.
What if I'm more powerful than God and more powerful than Vince McMahon, who is more powerful than God?
I don't think that's possible.
Has anybody beat him before?
Yeah.
Because if
yeah,
so,
well,
they
so
are more
they're-
powerful
yeah.
than God.
Okay, yeah, so I mean, a lot of people I think probably have in the
Yeah.
end
Uh-huh.
because he's got to fall. We don't want the bad guy to win. So I
Right.
think- So yeah, by the transitive property, Stone Cold Steve Austin could probably give God a stunner,
Yeah.
take him out, pin him for 3.
Wow. So really, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, he's the one we
the-
should fear.
Yes.
But I
he's
don't
the
fear him.
most
I think he's
powerful.
a benevolent God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only stuns
Likely.
Vince McMahon.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Big takeaway there.
I'm glad we figured that all out.
Yeah.
We sorted it out. Left it all on the table. Is there anything else to say?
I don't think so. Do we need to say more, Riley? Awesome. Yeah, that's what we got.
Yeah.
I enjoyed talking about wrestling. I used to like it a lot.
You don't anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't watch it.
And it fell off.
I guess so.
Definitely.
Is John Cena still fighting?
I don't think so. I think he's
Mm-mm.
probably done. He's in movies now.
Yeah. He's in
a
Fast
movie-
and
it's-
Furious.
He did a Rock. Wrestling to movies.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
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 He pulled
He
a
also
rock.
he also fought The Rock
That's true.
one time.
Oh, did he win or lose?
No, The Rock won. And at
Mhm.
the time, I was mad because I didn't like The Rock.
Really?
I didn't realize how good of a celebrity he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all. Glad we got to talk about some wrestling.
Yeah.
You want to go do some
Yeah.
in the back?
Yeah.
Go wrestle.
All
Let's
right.
go wrestle.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
All right. Yeah, we got some stuff to do. Thanks for listening, watching, putting it on. You don't have to listen to it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, this is the
You can watch
2%
it.
pod. No, I'm saying just play it,
Oh.
stream it.
Oh,
We
okay,
got to get
yeah,
to a
yeah.
billion views somehow.
Right.
'Cause remember, that's what this episode is really about.
If everybody plays this 5 times, get a billion views.
That's true. If everyone did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think if everyone just listened to it once, we'd get to 1 billion, though. 7 billion, arguably.
Why stop there?
Yeah.
We got to
Reach
beat
for the
Baby
stars.
Shark.
There we go. Yep. So thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram at 2% pod. We've had the suggestion to put links of the stuff we're talking about in like the description of the YouTube videos and podcast on Spotify. So if you want to, you need to really watch Vince McMahon blow up.
Mm.
That's like required viewing for this podcast.
Right.
So that's in the link in the description. I probably should have said that earlier. I think I did. I don't know. Thanks for listening. Follow us. Add Justin on Pokemon Go.
Please.
And would you like to join us, Justin, in the ceremonial ending of the 2%
Oh, yes,
pod?
of course.
Of course. I don't know what it is, but of course.
You just follow
Wally
the
PUK
24/7
24/7
every
Every day.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.